Yan, no? So, welcome for our final term, no? In the course of Advanced Engineering Mathematics. No, so we will be discussing the nature of Laplace transform and its inverse, no, pati yung mga properties. No, pero let's first discuss the Laplace transform itself, no. Ano nga ba yung Laplace transform? Ano yung formula? Paano ginagamit? At ano yung pinaka Laplace transform natin mismo? No, so first, no, by the definition, the Laplace transform, it is an integral transform that makes or that maps, that maps a function. Teka, ayusin natin, no? That maps a function of time domain, no? Naka-time siya. Nasa time domain siya. Sorry. Time domain to a complex frequency domain. Ayan. In the term of S. No? So, excuse me. Ayan, no? So, sabi nga ng the Laplace transform, it is an integral transform that maps a function of time domain T to a complex frequency domain S. No? So, or f of S. No? So, the formula itself of the Laplace transform, no? So, let's say we have a function of f of t. No? Ito yung function natin in the time domain. Then, kukunin natin yung Laplace transform. No, yung Laplace transform, yan yung symbol ng Laplace transform. This will give us f of s, no? Okay? So, and the formula, no, yung pinaka formula ng ating Laplace transform is the integral of the function multiplied to e raised to negative st dt. Oops, sorry. St dt. Ba't nagagano? Ayan. From negative infinity to positive infinity. No? So, ito yung pinaka-nature ng ating Laplace transform. Where, no? Ano nga ba yung pinaka-ano natin, yung mga parang mga symbols natin dito? Where, ano, sabi dito, S is the complex frequency. No? It is in the form of sigma plus j omega. Naaalala ninyo, no, yung ating complex numbers, yung j, di ba? J omega, this is the complex frequency. Ayan. And yung ating e raised to negative st, ito yung ating kernel of the transform. So, kumbaga, ito yung pinaka nagdi-distinguish, no, ng ating Laplace transform. So, generally, meron tayong dalawang klase ng function na ginagamitan ng ating Laplace transform. Okay, so meron these functions are called singularity functions, no? Meron tayong dalawang singularity functions na ginagamit for the Laplace transform. Okay, singularity functions. Of course, first we have our unit impulse function. So, this is also known as the delta Dirac, no? Delta Dirac function. And this takes in the symbol of, ito yung Dirac natin, of T, no? Parang S na meron pang dugtong hanggang sa unahan. Ayan. So, ano ba yung pinaka-representation ng ating unit impulse function or ng ating delta Dirac function? Okay, so we have, let's say, ito yung ating, ano, no, graph, no? This is the time, no? This is the delta Dirac, no? Ito yung value ng delta Dirac natin. Ayan. Si delta Dirac or this unit impulse, no? From the word itself, impulse, no? At time 0, no? This is time 0. This is positive infinity. This is negative infinity. At time 0, dun lang siya magkakaroon ng value of 1. No, yan yung ating delta Dirac. So, from this representation, we can say that delta Dirac, ang value ni delta Dirac is 1 kapag ka ang time is equal to 0 and 0 siya kapag ka ang time is not equal to 0. Okay? So, using the integral, no, paano ba natin i-represent itong impulse na to, no? So the delta Dirac, the function itself is equal to the integral, no, of the Dirac, no, Dirac in time domain from negative infinity to positive infinity. This is equal to 1. Ayan. So yan yung ating pinaka-formula for the delta Dirac function. Meron tayong dalawang property, no, ng delta Dirac function. Okay. So first we have the product property. Okay, so sabi sa product property, if I have a function in the time domain, no, multiplied to the Dirac, no, the Dirac function minus a, no, this is equal to the same function in terms of a, instead of in terms of time, multiplied to the Dirac minus a. No, a is any constant. Ayan, so yan yung ating product property. Then next we have the shifting property. Hindi yan shifting, shifting property talaga yan. For the shifting property, no, if we have the integral of the function, no, yung f of t natin, multiplied to the Dirac function minus a constant a, no, in terms of dt, from negative infinity to positive infinity, this is equivalent to f of a. Ayan, no? So, yan yung dalawang property ng ating delta Dirac or the unit impulse function. Okay? So, yan yung una. Then, second, we have the unit step function. Okay? We have the unit step function. Okay, for the unit step function, this is also known as the Heaviside function. Okay, and this takes the symbol of u of t, no? Yan yung ginagamit natin. And this is also known as the running integral of the Dirac function. And of the Dirac function. Okay, so kung kanina, no, from the name itself, yung kanina impulse natin at time 0, doon na siya nagkaroon ng value. Then magdadrop ulit siya sa 0 for the rest of the values of t. Dito naman, no, kay unit step. Okay? If this is the Dirac, no, this is the time. So from negative infinity, no, at time 0 magkakaroon siya ng value of 1, no? And it stays 1 doon sa other values of time leading into positive infinity. So this is negative infinity, this is 0, this is positive infinity. Okay, so we can say that the unit step function has the values of 1 at time greater than or equal to 0 and 0 at time less than 0. No, so yung ating representation, no, yung ating integral representation for u of t, this is equivalent to the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of the Dirac function dt, no, which is equal to 1. And ito yung gagamitin nating reference, no, for our Laplace transform. No, hindi na natin gagamitin si Dirac, no, si unit impulse. Bakit? Actually, unit impulse function is only used for signals, no. Medyo pang ECE kasi yung approach na tong si unit impulse function, no. So in real life application kasi, in general engineering applications, mas ginagamit natin si unit step, no. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo, kung nagtataka kayo bakit yung sa definition natin, from negative infinity to positive infinity yung ating Laplace transform. Wherein sa other books kasi, ang ginagamit nila is from 0 to positive infinity. Kasi nga in real life, there is no such thing as negative time. 'Di ba? Hindi naman tayo nagkakaroon ng negative time. Kaya ang gagamitin natin using the unit step function as our reference, no, the Laplace transform of a function t, no? Pag kinuha natin yung Laplace transform na to, this will give us f of s, okay, from the integral with the equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity of f of t, no, e raised to negative st dt. No, ito na yung gagamitin natin in respect dun sa ating unit step function. Okay, so by the way, no, sorry, I just have to correct this, no, yung sa unit step. Ayan, this is still time pa rin naman, pero yan yung real parang real world application ng time, no. So ayan, this is for the Laplace transform. So hindi niyo natatandaan yung negative, no. Actually si negative infinity to positive infinity, ginagamit natin siya sa Laplace transform kapag pumasok na tayo sa Fourier transform, no. So yung Fourier transform, it is a transform of converting signals from one phase to another, or one form to another. But we will not be tackling Fourier transform anymore kasi nasa ano na yun, subject na yun ng signals and systems, no. So dito lang muna tayo Laplace transform. Okay, so let's do some examples, no. Gamitin natin yung ating formula for Laplace transform in getting the transform of different functions, and buuin natin yung ating Laplace transform table. Okay, so let's say for example, we are asked to find for the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to 1. No? Kunin natin yung Laplace transform ng f of t is equal to 1. So gamitin natin yung formula, no? F of s is equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity nung f of t, which is equal to 1, so hindi ko na siya isusulat, e raised to negative st dt. Okay? So, gamit tayo ng u substitution, no? So, u is equal to negative st, no? By the way, we are integrating in the time domain, no? In the t variable. So, lahat ng mga hindi t, iti-treat natin as constant. Okay, so dt, ano ang integral ng, ano ang derivative ng dt? Du pala to. What is du? Kunin natin yung derivative ng negative st in respect to t. So we have negative s dt. No, so since dt lang ang kailangan natin, dt is equal to negative 1 over s du. Okay, so yan yung ipapalit natin. So we have the integral of e raised to u dt, du pala, sorry. E raised to u du. Ito yun, yung du multiplied to negative 1 over s, or sulat natin sa harap. Sige, ayusin natin. Negative 1 over s eu du. Okay? So we are now integrating in terms of u. Okay? So let's evaluate the integral. So we have eu pa rin, no? Eu du is equal to eu, no? So negative 1 over s times eu from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, so we have negative 1 over s times e raised to infinity minus e raised to 0. Okay, alam natin, no, what is the value of e raised to positive infinity. Kahit i-calculate nyo pa yan, ang lalabas dito ay 0. no? So, ayusin natin. Ang lalabas dito ay 0. And ang lalabas naman sa e raised to 0, any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. No? So, we have negative 1 over s is equal to negative 1 over s times 0 minus 1 or negative 1. Diba? So, therefore, the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to 1 is negative 1, rather positive 1 over s. Kasi negative 1 times negative 1 is positive. No? So, 1 over s. This is our sorry. And this is our Laplace transform. Itong 1 over s, no? So that's the Laplace transform of 1, no? So ayan. So next, no? So let's do more examples, no? Isa-isahin natin. Let's complete the Laplace transform table. So let's say if I have f of t is equal to t. No, ito yung ating i-evaluate. Let's find the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to t. So we have f of s is equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity of t e raised to negative st dt. Now remember, ito yung f of t natin, yung t, na pinalit na lang natin. Okay, so obviously, anong gagamitin natin dito? We have the integration by parts. No, so I'll just use the DI method, no, para mas mabilis. No, so ano yung gagamitin ko D? Using ILATE, no, yung ating palatandaan sa integration by parts, no. So inverse, logarithmic, algebraic, trigonometric, and exponential. So automatic may exponential tayo, yun na yung gagamitin natin for I, no, e raised to negative st. Ayan. Tapos this will become t. No, so i-derivative natin yung t, no. So by the way, yung ating signs, positive, negative, positive. So we have 1 and 0. So stop na tayo pagdating ng 0. So we have negative 1 over s e raised to negative st, negative st. Ayan. So yan yung integral ng e raised to negative st as discussed kanina, no. Ito yun, no. Ayan, ito. Ayan. So shortcut ko na lang kaunti. Then magmo-multiply lang ulit ako ng negative 1 over s, no, dito sa negative 1 over s e raised to negative st for the next integral, for the double integral, no. So we have 1 over s squared e raised to negative st, no. So pa-diagonal, no, tapos kunin natin yung sum, no. So we have negative 1 over s t e raised to negative st, no, minus 1 over s squared e raised to negative st. Ayan, from 0 to infinity. Okay, so let's evaluate, no. So we have negative 1 over s times infinity e raised to negative infinity, no. Ayan. So, by the way, yung sa taas, this is negative infinity, no? U is equal to negative st. Just to clarify. Ayan. So, any number multiplied to infinity is infinity, no? It just takes the signs. So, pag ganito, s times t, where t is equal to positive infinity, so magiging negative infinity lang siya. Then we have negative 1 over s squared, no? E raised to negative infinity pa din, no? Then plus, bakit siya nagkaroon ng plus? Remember, di ba, ima-minus natin yung upper boundary sa lower boundary. Okay? Then, since negative dalawa siya parehas, negative times negative is positive. So, 1 over s times infinity, e raised to negative infinity, no? Then, plus 1 over s squared e, or rather 0 na pala to, sorry. This is not infinity. Kasi nasa 0 na tayo. Ayan. So, e raised to positive 0. Positive 0 or raised to 0. No? So, this will become 0. No? This will also become 0. This one's also becoming 0. Bakit siya naging 0? Any number raised to negative infinity is 0. No? Then, ganun din. No? So, And 0, e raised to 0, e raised to negative infinity is 0. So, any number multiplied to 0 is equal to 0. Tapos ito naman, ganun din, e raised to 0 is 1, pero si may multiplied to 0 pa tayo dito. So, this will become 0. Ito naman, this will just become 1. So, therefore, the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to t is 1 over s squared. So, we have f of s is equal to 1 over s squared. Ayan. So, that's how we do the Laplace transform of a function. Okay, next, no? So, let's say, taasan ko yung exponent ng ating function, no? Let's say, f of t is equal to t cube. Let's say, t cube. No? So, kunin ko lang yung Laplace transform. So, we have f of s is equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity of t cube e raised to negative s t dt. No, so dito, instead of di ba integration by parts, pero instead of isolate yung gagamitin ko, sige, isolate na lang yung gagamitin natin. Medyo mas mahaba pa rin pala yung uv minus vdu. No, so isolate pa rin. Medyo hahaba lang to, ha. Ayan, 5 lines. So we have t cube. So 3t squared, 6t, 6 then 0. No, so e raised to negative st. No, so we have negative 1 over s, e raised to negative st. 1 over s squared, e raised to negative st. Then we have 1 negative 1 over s cubed, e raised to s negative st. Then we have 1 over s to the fourth, e raised to negative st. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin niyo may pattern, no? Kapag kang S daw, okay, kapag ka positive yung, kapag ka add yung exponent ng S natin sa baba, kapag nag-i-integrate tayo, magiging negative yung buong sagot. Pero kapag ka even siya, positive yung sagot. No? So, kung mapapansin niyo naman yan. So, pa-diagonal, as always, no? So, lagay lang natin yung lahat. So, we have negative 1 over s, t cubed e raised to negative st. Then we have negative 1 over s squared, t squared e raised to 3t squared 3t squared e raised to negative st minus 1 over s cubed, 6t e raised to negative st. Then we have minus 1 over s to the fourth, 6e raised to negative st from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, so para medyo mas mabilis nating ma-evaluate, no, hindi na natin to isasulat isa-isa kasi from 4 terms magiging 8 terms to. Okay, tingnan na lang natin dito sa limits or sa boundaries, no. So infinity to, lahat ng ating e raised to negative st, no, magsasubstitute tayo ng infinity dyan. So, we will have e raised to negative s times infinity, which is equivalent to e raised to negative infinity. And alam natin na ang e raised to negative infinity is equal to 0. No? So, matik lahat ng apat na terms na infinity yung pag-substitutean natin is magiging 0. Next, no? So lahat ng may t, no, on the linear aspect, when we say linear aspect doon sa hindi naka-exponent, no? So we have t cubed, 3t squared, 6t. No, lahat 'yon kapag ka nag-substitute tayo ng 0, no, let's say negative 1 over s t raised to n e raised to negative st. Kahit ito, magiging 0 to, di ba, magiging 1 to. Pero since 0 yung t raised to n natin, magiging 0 lang yung buong term. So, ibig sabihin, ang ilalagay ko na lang is ito. No, bakit ito na lang? Kasi wala siyang t on the linear aspect. No, so, since wala siyang t, kahit mag-substitute ako ng 0 dito, dito lang siya sa e raised to 0 na magiging 1 din eventually. No? So, burahin ko lang to. I hope you guys got the shortcut, no? Para medyo mapabilis ng kaunti yung ating discussion. Ayan. So, we have negative 1 over s to the fourth 6 times e raised to negative s times 0. And alam natin na this will become 1. No? So, by the way, this will become positive kasi may negative 1 pa from, since 0 is the lower boundary, di ba? So, maglalagay pa tayo ng negative 1 dito. Ayan, sorry, nakalimutan ko yon. Ayan, so, cancel. So, we have 6 over s to the fourth or 6 times 1 over s to the fourth. Okay lang yan, either which, no? Ako kasi mas preferred ko gamitin to, no? Itong 6 over 1 s to the fourth. So, ayan, lagyan natin ng box. Ayan. So, this is the answer. Ayan. So, that is the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to t cubed. Okay? So, paano naman, no? So, syempre, medyo tedious gamitin yung ating f of, kapag, for example, paano kung t raised to 10? Kasi ang dami mong ilalagay, no? Syempre, meron tayong Laplace transform for that. Yung formula for the Laplace transform. Pero i-derive natin yung actual formula. So, we are asked to find for the Laplace transform of t raised to n, no? So, ayan. T raised to n. So, f of s is equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity of t raised to n e raised to negative st dt. No? So, gamitin natin ng I-late, no? So, I-late ang di, no? Since this is integration by parts, katulad ng mga kanina natin, no? So, we have t raised to n e raised to negative st, no? So, tandaan natin na magkatapatan sila, no? Magkatapatan sila. Then, differentiate natin to, no? Or ikunin natin derivative, n t raised to negative 1. Then this will become negative 1 over s e raised to negative st. No? So, positive, negative. Then, ganun din dito sa baba. No? N times n minus 1. T raised to negative, t raised to n minus 2. Then, ito naman, magiging 1 over s squared e raised to negative s t. And so on and so forth. Definitely hindi tayo matatapos dito. Bakit tayo hindi matatapos dito? Hindi naman natin alam, no, ano yung value ng n. Pero I have let's say, no, meron tayong titingnan dito. Paano kung maging t raised to negative n minus n na siya? No, let's say na-reach na natin yung value ng n, no? T raised to n minus n. Kung mapapansin ninyo, etong leading part, no, nung ating t times, rather n times n minus 1, then pagka nag-derivative pa ulit tayo, magkakaroon siya ng n minus 2. No, let's say, kung ang value ng n ay 3, times n minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, then n minus 2, 1, no? And this is equivalent to what? Ano kaya ito? Diba this is equivalent to 3 factorial. So, pwede natin sabihin na ang numerical coefficient ng t raised to negative, t raised to n minus n is n factorial. Okay, and 1 over, ito naman yung kabila, no? So, this will give us 1 over s raised to n e times e raised to negative st. Okay, and alam natin, hindi pa tayo tapos. No? Paano natin kinukuha yung sagot kapag ginagamit natin itong DI method? Di ba pa-diagonal natin kinukuha? No, pa-diagonal. So, since pa-diagonal, kailangan nating magdagdag ng isa sa exponent ni s, no, yung s raised to n. Bakit? Di ba yun lang naman yung nagbabago dito sa integral natin? So, this will become 1 over s raised to n plus 1 e raised to negative st. Ito ngayon yung sagot ng ating integral. Okay? So, we will have, by the way, this will become 0, no? This will become 0. So, any number raised to 0 is equivalent to 1. No? So, n factorial na lang yung may iwan sa atin. Okay? So, we have, ito natin ilalagay. So, we have the integral from 0 to positive infinity. Ay, hindi na pala, no? So, kasi na-evaluate na natin. N factorial, no? N factorial times 1 over s raised to n plus 1 e raised to negative st. Sir, bakit parang hindi mo na kinonsider kung positive or negative? Kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung pang-ilan yung n. No? So, it won't matter na, di ba dito, kung positive or negative. No? Hindi kasi natin alam kung pang-ilan. Okay, so it won't matter naman, no, with the answer kung ano man yung lalabas. No, bakit? Bakit? So, dahil yan dito, yung ating 0 to infinity. Kasi 'di ba? Remember, kapag ka raised to infinity, ang t natin, no? So lalagay siya dito, negative infinity. E raised to negative infinity is equal to 0. Any number multiplied to 0 is equal to 0. So hindi na siya magma-matter. So we have, by the way, this is negative. Ayan, negative. Sorry, this is not negative. Ayan, ito pala ay negative. Ayan. So, kasi we do not know eh. Initial yung start natin dito eh. Diba? So, this is negative. Ayan. So, kapag sinubstitute na nga natin, yun yan, magiging 0 na yung sa positive infinity. Dito tayo ngayon kay 0, no? So, matic pag lower limit, no? Or lower boundary, negative 1 times n factorial multiplied to negative 1 over s raised to n plus 1 e raised to negative s times 0. No, so eto na tayo. So we have any number multiplied to 0 is 0, any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So this will become 1. Ayan. So therefore, this will be canceled, no? Ayan. So therefore, the Laplace transform of t raised to any number, no, or a number n, no, f of s is equal to n factorial multiplied to 1 over s plus 1, s raised to n plus 1, or n factorial over s raised to n plus 1. Ayan. So, dyan nanggaling yung Laplace transform table na to, no? So, ayan. Kaya bahala no kung ito or ito yung gagamitin niyo. Okay lang naman 'yun. Ayan. So, that is 40 raised to n. Okay, next. Siyempre, marami tayo. Kukumpletuhin nga natin yung Laplace transform table eh. Ayan. So, we have f of t is equal to e raised to at. No, our exponential function, e raised to at. No, so, kunin natin yung Laplace transform na to. Ayan. So, we have f of s is equal to the integral from 0 to positive infinity of EAT times e raised to negative st dt. No? Tapos alam natin na kapag meron tayong same base, no, different exponents, pag-a-add na lang natin kapag multiplication ang kanilang operation. So, we have integral of 0 to positive infinity of e raised to at minus st dt. And since common factor yung t sa kanila, pwede ko i-factor out. So we have the integral from 0 to infinity of e raised to t times a minus s dt. Okay? So, using u substitution, no, i-u sub natin. U is equal to t times a minus s, no? Then, kunin natin yung du in terms of dt. So, we have a minus s dt. Okay? So, we have, so since dt lang ang meron tayo, dt is equal to 1 over a minus s du. Ayan. So, we have, therefore, the integral from 0 to infinity of 1 over a minus s eu du. No? Tapos, i-evaluate na lang natin, lalabas yung 1 over a minus. Bakit kaya lalabas yung 1 over a minus s? Kasi 'di ba remember kapag nag-integrate tayo ng multiple variables, kapag hindi siya same variable, especially at this type of integrals, tinitreat natin siya as constant, no? So lalabas na lang siya. The integral of EU du is EU, no? So simply EU. Ano yung value ng u natin? T times a minus s from 0 to positive infinity. Okay? So, sabi nga natin kanina, no? So, ang kapag meron tayo, no? Wait lang. Yan. So, etong e raised to t a minus s natin. Kapag sinubstitute natin yung infinity kay t, no? Magiging zero siya. Pero 'di ba remember, e raised to positive infinity is infinity, like 99999. Bakit kaya siya magiging zero in this case? No, i-dissect natin yung ating exponential. E raised to t a minus s. 'Di ba remember, this is equivalent to e raised to at minus st. And this is also equivalent to e raised to at times e raised to negative st. Now, yes, this may be equivalent to positive infinity kapag ang t is equal to infinity. Pero dito sa e raised to negative st, this is equivalent to 0. Diba? Kapag ang t is equal to positive infinity. Bakit? Negative infinity, e raised to negative infinity is equal to 0. Kaya this one will become 0 at t is equal to infinity. So, any number multiplied to 0 is equal to 0, kaya siya magiging 0 na lang. So, 0 na lang naiiwan natin dito. So, we will have negative 1, no? Multiplied to 1 over a minus s e raised to 0 times a minus s. No? So, since 0 naman siya, kahit i-dissect pa natin to, 0, e raised to 0 or any number raised to 0 is equal to 1, this will just simply be equal to 1. Ayan. So, therefore, our Laplace transform, no? The Laplace transform of e raised to at is equivalent to negative 1 over a minus s, or i-distribute natin yung negative 1 sa numerator dito sa denominator to make it positive. So, we will have 1 over s minus a. Ayan. So, this is the Laplace transform of e raised to at. Ayan. So, I hope you got it, guys, no? So, meron pa tayong dalawa to complete the Laplace transform table, no? So, punta na tayo sa ating transcendental functions. Ayan. So, we have here the Laplace. Let us look for the Laplace transform of sine at and the Laplace transform of cosine at. Okay, so kunin natin yung Laplace transform na itong dalawang to. Okay, so how are we going to evaluate the Laplace transform? Okay, so balik tayo dun sa ating properties ng complex numbers. Diba, if we have e raised to j theta, no? E raised to j theta. Ano yung trigonometric form nito? Diba, this is cosine theta plus j sine theta. Diba? So, eto ngayon, pag pinag-add natin yung inyong sine 80 plus cosine 80, no? Let's say theta is equal to 80. So therefore, e raised to j80 is equivalent to cosine 80 plus j sine 80. No? So, ito yung gagamitin natin na Laplace transform. So we have diba? So, using ang ilalaplace na lang natin instead na yung dalawang function is itong e raised to j80. No? So, we have f of t Okay, this is equivalent to e raised to j80. Kunin natin yung Laplace transform. Okay, 'di ba kanina gumamit na tayo ng Laplace transform ng e raised to 80, 'di ba? So we already have the Laplace transform of e raised to 80, which is nandito pala sa baba. So which is ano yung Laplace transform ng 80 natin? E raised to 80. 'Di ba? Ito 'yun, yung 1 over s minus a. No, pero since we have e raised to j80, no, so kumbaga iti-treat natin yung a is equal to ja. No, so therefore the Laplace transform of e raised to j80 is 1 over s minus ja. Nilagay ko lang yung j kasi yun yung kailangan natin. Okay, however, hindi naman dito natatapos to. Remember, 'di ba, sa ating complex numbers natin, hindi pwedeng meron kang complex number sa denominator. Kailangan mo siyang i-rationalize. No? So we will have s plus ja over s squared minus a squared. No, so hindi ko na i-derive, no. So siguro naman understood naman na 'yan, no. Sum and difference of binomial 'yan. So squared lang nung una minus yung square nung pangalawa. Ayan. And alam natin, no, na kapag meron tayo, this is positive. Bakit siya naging positive? Since negative, 'di ba? Negative a times positive a is negative a. However, j squared is equal to negative 1. So negative 1 times negative a is positive a squared. Ayan. So, let's dissect. Now, this is actually equivalent to s over s squared plus a squared plus j multiplied to a over s squared plus a squared. No, so this is the equivalency. And alam natin, this is in the form of cosine 80 plus j sine 80. So, pwede na nating i-disregard yung j, no? For the sake of, for us to get the value of sine 80. So, therefore, the Laplace transform of f of t kapag ka cosine 80, okay? So, ang Laplace transform niya is s over s squared plus a squared. And kay sine 80 naman, kay sine 80 naman, okay, ang Laplace transform niya ay f of s is equal to a over s squared plus a squared. Ayan, so that is the Laplace transform. Okay, so last two, no? So sa ating hyperbolic sine naman. So hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cosine. So dito ko na sa baba ilalagay. So we are asked to find for the Laplace transform of hyperbolic cosine 80 at saka Laplace transform ng hyperbolic sine 80. Ayan. So, let's look or let's find the Laplace transform. Remember, going back dun sa ating dun sa ating complex numbers, 'di ba? We have e raised to theta, 'di ba? Kung ang e raised to j theta is equivalent to e raised to cosine theta plus j sin theta. Ang e theta naman natin is equivalent to cos theta plus sin theta. Sinh theta pala. Ayan. So, gagamitin natin to, no? So, papalitan lang natin yung theta ng 80. Okay, so we have e raised to 80 is equivalent to cos 80 plus sinh 80. Ayan. So, we will have, therefore, the Laplace transform of e raised to 80. No? So, kunin natin pero 'di ba meron na tayo Laplace transform na to? 'Di ba kanina pa natin ginagamit to si e raised to 80? Ano ang Laplace transform na to? 1 over s minus a, 'di ba? Okay, so paano natin mapapaghiwalay ngayon? So, kailangan lang natin ma-dissect yung taas. Paano natin ma-dissect yung taas? Mag-multiply tayo ng conjugate. No? So, this will leave us, no, this will give us s plus a over s squared minus a squared. And hatiin natin to, no? Yung ating s will be for cos theta and yung a natin will be for sin theta. So, we will have therefore the Laplace transform of cos 80. O sige, sulat na natin yung dissected form. So we have s over s squared plus s squared minus a squared plus a over s squared minus a squared. So cos 80 is equal to, I mean yung Laplace transform niya, f of s is equal to s over s squared minus a squared, and for f of t, kay sin 80, kaya ang Laplace transform na to is f of s is equal to a over s squared minus a squared. Okay, so those are the different functions that we are going to use for our Laplace transform table. Okay, so kompletuhin na natin yung ating Laplace transform. Okay, so yung ating Laplace transform table dito na lang sa gilid. Ayan. So the Laplace transform table. Ayan. So the Laplace transform table, this side will be, ayan, this side will be the f of t. This side is the f of s. Ayan. So again, no, the Laplace transform of 1, no, sa ating, this is always in respect to the unit step function, ha. We are not going to use the delta Dirac function here. So ang ating 1, okay, is 1 over s. Okay? Bakit kailangan kong i-iterate na unit step ang ano natin? Kasi actually, this is always multiplied to u of t. No, itong mga lahat ng mga ginawa natin kanina is always multiplied to u of t. Kapag kasi si Dirac ang ginamit natin as reference, the Laplace transform of 1 is not 1 over s, but rather it has no Laplace transform. No, kapag ka Dirac function. Pero since we are always using unit step, katulad yung sabi ko kanina, para mas madali lang natin maintindihan. Okay, so we have 1, then we have t, 1 over s squared, no? Then t raised to n. We have n factorial multiplied to 1 over s raised to n plus 1, no? Yan yung kanyang Laplace transform. No, kapag meron naman tayong constant, no? A, baba ko na lang. Teka, ayusin ko. Yeah. So if we have a constant a, this is a over s, no? Ayan. So if we have t, this is 1 over s squared. Then yung ating t raised to n, this is n factorial multiplied to 1 over s raised to n plus 1. No? Ayan. Then we have, ano pa ba yung mga ano natin? Ginamit natin kanina. Let me double check. Yung ano natin. E raised to 80 natin, no? So, e raised to 80. So, that is 1 over s minus a. Then, we have our cos 80. No? So, this is s over s squared plus a squared. Then kay sine, so this is a over s squared plus a squared. Then kay cos naman, teka, kay cos 80, we will have s over s squared minus a squared. Then kay sinh 80, we have a over s squared minus a squared. So this is the complete Laplace transform table of our common Laplace functions. Okay, so in the next lesson, discuss tayo ng example siguro, no? And inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so stay safe. I hope you guys are all doing well and God bless. See you on the next lesson.